Hi and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to set up a vehicle in Unreal Engine 4. So first let's import our vehicle. If you don't have a vehicle yet, I will be putting this one in the description. You can get this vehicle on the website called TurboSquid and it's free. So if you will be using this vehicle, you will have to change some settings in whatever 3D modeling program you use. I use Blender, but I'm very bad at this, but it's still enough to do what we have to do in this case. So yeah, here's Blender, and what you want to do is have the vehicle facing towards the x-axis and also have all the other bones of the vehicle parented to the root object. Otherwise you will be importing multiple skeletal meshes, but you only want the root one with these as bones. So okay, that's it for Blender. Oh yeah, and if you want to zero out your rotation in Blender after you rotated the vehicle, just go to Objects and Apply Rotation. Yeah, let's just close this now, and then you have your vehicle. So we still need the textures, so go to Texture folder, import all the textures. Okay, that is not a problem. Come on. Yep. Open your base material and then drag in normal map, specular map, and base color. Normal, apply, and then open your wheel material. Delete this, and we only have a base color for this one. Okay, then save both of these, and good. Then let's set up the tires. So in Unreal Engine, you will have to do different things for the vehicle. First, you will need a vehicle blueprint, and you will need a tire blueprint. We will be using two, one for the front wheels and one for the back wheels. So let's do this first. So go to blueprint class. What was it? Oh yeah, vehicle wheel, front wheel, Control W, back wheel, and for this vehicle, the radius of the wheel is 58 centimeters, width is 30, mass is 80, and let's open the back wheel. Same for the back wheel, 58, 30, and 80. And as you can see, we have to create a tire configuration class. This describes the friction of the surface below. If you want to, you can change this for different kinds of physical material surfaces, but we will just be leaving it as in the base value. So tire config, and leave this at 1. If you find yourself slipping a lot, or having a lot of drifting going on, you can increase this value, but there are also other ways to do this, but I will not show this to you in this video, maybe the next video. So then once you have the wheels, Yep, set the tire config classes. Save, and then let's create a vehicle blueprint. So go to blueprint class, vehicle, select, and I'm gonna call this BTR. Oops, that is not BTR. BTR, and set the mesh to your mesh, and set up a camera. Let's drag this out and place one on the scene to see how it looks. And I'll leave it like this for now. Compile, save. And then what we have to do is go into our inherited vehicle movement component. As you can see, this is where you can set stuff like steering, throttle, mass, and aerodynamics of the vehicle. But right now we will just set up the wheels, so you know the vehicle component knows which bones are supposed to be the wheels. And as you can see, we only have 4 array elements, so we're only allowed to set 4 wheels. I've tried to do it with 8, but this doesn't work. But there's a trick that you can do so it looks like the other 4 wheels are also moving. So first let's set up these 4 wheels. I will be using the front and the back wheels, not the middle wheels. Copy one back wheel name, put it in here. Second back wheel is number 7. Copy this, paste it, and front wheels are number 2 and 4. Then set this to back wheel and this to front wheel. Compile and save. And if we now, well, first we have to create a game mode, so I can set the default pawn. So go to game mode, GM, use this here, and then set this to your vehicle. If I play now, this should be quite funny. Yep. As you can see, all the different bone parts just fall apart. They're not bound to each other. So how we can change this is go to the physics asset, Control A, and then press delete. So we just deleted all collision boxes. So what we want to do is have 5 collision boxes, one for the base of the vehicle and one for every simulated wheel. So go to here, change this to single, then add body, and I will be dragging this up a bit so we can easily drive up ramps without our collision box hitting against the ground. Yeah, and then select your 4 wheels, so number 7, 4, 2, and 0, and set this to sphere, add replace bodies, and set this to kinematic. Oops, not simulated, kinematic. Save, and then go out of here and see if this works better now. Yep, our vehicle doesn't fall apart, that's good. Then next thing to do is set up our blueprint. So what I have in this project is I have 2 input axes, one for forwards, backwards, one for steering, and then action mapping for the handbrake. So go into here and copy these. So forward. What's this one? Right. Yep. And brake. Then drag in your vehicle movement, set throttle. Yep. And for steering, the steering is reversed here. So go to steering, set steering input, and then multiply this by minus float by float, and then multiply this by -1. And don't forget to hook these up. And then we need to set handbrake input. Pressed is new handbrake active. Released is false. Okay, let's try this out in game. And as you can see, our vehicle is moving. Super weird, and the wheels are also not being animated. It's super slow. Okay, so go and create an animation blueprint. Vehicle anim instance is the parent class, and then choose your skeleton. Anim BP BTR. Go into here and create the mesh space ref pose, and I think it was the wheel handler. Hook this up, and if we go into our blueprint now and set the anim class, then you will see the 4 simulated wheels are actually moving in game. Somehow the vehicle is super slow, but we can change this later. Yeah, 4 wheels are moving, and we can drag this around and flip it if we want to. So to have the other 4 wheels move, we are going to copy the transform and rotation of the 4 simulating wheels. So go to copy bone delta, remove the pins, and set copy transform and rotation to true, and we will need 4 of these, and then you can hook them all up. And then set the source bone to the one that is already being simulated, and the target bone to the one that's supposed to be targeted. So the back wheel that is simulated was WA, and WA1 will be copying. Here it's source is number 7, target is number 6. This one is number 2 is source, number 3 is target, and this one is source is 4, target is 5. Yeah, that looks good. Compile, save. Go into your game, and oh, something went. Oops, this looks wrong. Okay, I think we forgot to do something in our back wheel. Yeah, so here we want to set our steering angle to 0, and then we can also go into our vehicle movement component, to the wheel setup, select the back wheels, and disable the steering. And then our steering on the front wheels was also a bit extreme, so we can change the steer angle down to something like 20. More realistic, or maybe not, I don't know. And as you can see now, only the 2 front wheels are turning. Steering. All of them are turning. Okay, this looks good. Now, I think this is all we need for this tutorial. In the next one, I have multiple stuff I can show you. I can show you how to maybe set up more realistic values, and set up some vehicle sound and a back mirror. well, if you want one of those, you can just write it in the comments and maybe I'll make a tutorial. But for this video, what I will be doing now as the last thing is creating a cooler camera view. So normally the camera should of course be in the front window where the driver is, but this looks weird in this vehicle. I've tried this before. It looks way cooler if you have the gun right under the turret. So yeah, I like this view way more. And then if you want to, you can also add a light. Which one? Yeah, spotlight. And drag this to the lamp here. If you have, I don't know, cave areas or a night level. And I think we have to increase the intensity. So let's just drag this up a bit. Yep. Compile, save, and then, well, we don't see too much change here, but that's just because it's super bright in this level right now. But I still like the effect. Okay, so yep, that's all for this video, and well, maybe I'll make a series out of this. I don't know yet.